Okay, Jeff Myers, live at the Wake Tech campus, North Campus, room 365. Beautiful room up here. It's where I teach the Business 110 courses. But I wanted to talk to you before I start teaching about advertising and what is it, what's the main goal, how does it fit in marketing. And you may have gotten a wave file about this, but I just would appreciate you watching the video. Advertising is a piece of marketing. Marketing as a whole is about value to customers. And under the marketing umbrella, we have things like sales, advertising, consumer behavior, marketing research, sales promotions, public relations, and social media marketing. So advertising is a piece of the puzzle that falls under marketing. And advertising is about getting the message from the company, the product, the brand, the service out to the customer. And how we do that is through means of traditional and non-traditional media. So traditional media, newspapers, magazines, billboards, radio, television, those are what are called traditional forms to get the message to the consumer. Non-traditional is everything else. We're talking about blimps and transit advertising and T-shirts and hats. We're talking about transit and bus advertising. We're talking about the airplanes over the beach that have a banner. We're talking about flyers that you see posted everywhere. Little gimmicks that you give out to people with your name on it. So everything other than the traditional of radio, TV, newspapers, magazines, and billboards falls under what's called non-traditional advertising. And, one of the big non-traditional sectors or ways to advertise is actually called urinal advertising. You've seen billboards and plackets and posters in bathrooms at bars and restaurants. That's a really hot industry if you're in sales, selling advertising space to different businesses. So then we have the internet and we have two-way communication. The money spent now on internet to get the message out, social media marketing, internet, however you want to call it, is more, it totals more than all the other media that I just described. So internet is now number one. Everything else combined is number two. So there's lots of ways to get the messages out to your consumers. Now, an advertising commercial falls in one of four categories. Humor, fear, sex, and just regular emotion. So for instance, you see Geico. Geico has to make it humorous so we remember that if we get dropped by Allstate or State Farm, that if you save 15 minutes, you could save 15%. We remember the commercial because of the funny ads, the Geico. We remember the caveman. We remember Flow and Progressive. We remember State Farm. Most insurance commercials have humor, and humor's there to remind us. Now, fear and sex are there to persuade us to do something right away. For example, in fear, if you've seen the ad for ADT or Broadview Security, the window crashes in and the mom takes the little kid upstairs and she hides under the bed. Now, if she didn't have a security alarm, she's probably going to buy a security alarm the next day if she sees the commercial. So fear is intended to get you to do something, or in the case of cigarette advertising, not do something. That's called demarketing. You've seen the scary ads that if you smoke, you have a really high chance of dying, you suffer, you're breathing hard, you're hunched over on the side of the bed. You've seen the one with a hole in Cindy's throat. That persuades us through fear not to smoke. So we have humor to remind us, we have persuasion of fear, and then we also have persuasion used in sex. And as you all know, sex sells. So you've seen something with Axe body deodorant. You've seen Victoria's Secret. they use women typically to sell the product. Now, we'll get into ethics and non-ethics, whether or not that's right or wrong later. But sex is a big market that, a big area, just like fear, that advertisers use to get their products sold. And then we have something just called pure emotion. And the one ad that gets us to donate is the SPCA, In the Arms of the Angel, Sarah McLachlan. That ad has been running for 15 years, or a version of it. It's emotional. It gets us to dig into our pockets. And we all know a pet. We've all have pets or had one. So we're very emotional when we see pets suffering. So advertising is a piece of marketing. It is a fun industry to work in. I did it for 5 years. We'll get into what an advertising agency is a little bit later. But I just wanted to let you know that advertising is not marketing. It's a piece of marketing. And you need a salesperson, you need to do marketing research, you need to do internet marketing, you need to do sales promotions, public relations, and advertising to be able to market. So I hope I kind of cleared it up for you a little bit, set the stage. If I didn't, email me, let me know I confused you. I hope I cleared it up to at least give you some basis for where we're going to go with the book. So any questions, certainly email me, call me, whatever, and we'll talk to you soon.